Hello everyone, this is 𝐬𝐨𝐽𝐿 with Mr. Richard Peters from Sault College. So Richard, thank you so much for coming to our Chandigarh 17 office.
It's very good to be here, thank you.
I think this is a much required visit from Canadian colleges to top agents in India, because right now there are turbulent changes in Canadian study permit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is happening like from past 1 year. It started in December and we are in December 24 and still the changes are happening. So because since you are from Sault College and you are from Canada, and you can give us more insights what Canada is now looking into students. I'll tell you, Punjab predominantly is the Canada market.
Right.
They want to go to Canada or nowhere else,
Right.
which I can 70 to 80% of the students want that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, what I can do is share my opinions, Jasmeet, and thanks again for the invitation to be here. I think when you look at the series of about 9 to 10 announcements Minister Mark Miller has made over the last 10, 12 months, there's a trend in what these announcements are attempting to do. They're attempting to put some order and some structure and some limitations into what was previously largely unregulated growth into the sector. We saw numbers grow over the last 5 years in a way that wasn't actually constructively or good for Canada. So these measures that have been put in place are to bring that back into a control and balance position. What Canada's looking forward to now is having the right number of students come to the correct programs, get their postgrad work permit, and then proceed on into occupations, hopefully, that are within the permanent residency or PR priorities for Canada.
So if you see my previous shows, I've been telling the students same. Like, students were not able to get good guidance. They were not able to go into the programs which were in the shortest skill list. So Canada has now strategically derived a plan that students should come into those CIP codes program and those universities so that they are able to get good education and they are able to put their effort into the economy of Canada.
Correct.
And this has been my tagline for past 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Canada is doing what, as a consultant or local agents or students' parents were not able to foresee.
Correct.
Yeah, so Canada is now telling you, come into this program, study this, which is under the shortest skill list, and you will get PR also if you are good at your studies.
Yeah, you still have to compete for that permanent residence position.
Yeah.
What I can share is the government has adjusted the immigration targets to down to about 350,000 total new Canadians per year. Of that amount, approximately 100,000 are categories of immigration that are available for students to apply to. So the students need to look at those categories, which include healthcare, trades, other STEM and agriculture related industries and sectors. And in addition to making sure they take programs that lead to postgrad work permit jobs in those sectors and permanent jobs in those sectors, to look at the jurisdictions that are looking for those jobs and making sure that they pick an institution and a program that has a high labor market need for them when they go there to study.
So how do you see now SDS being closed?
Yeah, and I think what the government again is trying to do is simplify and streamline. So they had 2 systems previously for visa applications, the general stream, the SDS stream, or the study direct stream. And what they're saying is the study direct stream was not available universally worldwide. And so there were some students who couldn't access it in some countries and some students who could. For those that could, there was a fast track, a very faster track to getting their student study permit. By eliminating it, they're putting it into one process, and I expect to see further changes in that single process to take many of the benefits that were there in the study direct stream, like GIC, like IELTS requirement, and incorporate that into the new revised general process moving forward so that it addresses the same risk concerns on the visa officer's part, but also leads to the streamlining of that general stream.
But like I have seen advertisements in Punjab since there has been SDS has been cancelled,
Yes.
and it is being perceived in a very wrong way.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Any assumption by anyone that the Government of Canada has limited SDS in order to increase the number of applications or make it easier to apply and come to Canada, I think it's absolutely incorrect. It's absolutely the case that the trend of all prior 9 or 10 announcements is to bring the numbers back into balance, to raise the quality of the students and the quality of their applications. And so this elimination of SDS should not be interpreted as being a reversal of that trend. It's absolutely consistent. They want those quality of applications, including
with
the
all the conditions,
including the GIC and all of those conditions to be intact.
So who do you think will get visa? I think it is out of your scope, but but I want to ask you that. So right now people are saying no GIC, no fees, get Canada visa. How is that even possible?
I think anything is possible, but if you look at probable, that's the measure, and you want to put your best foot forward in a visa application.
Yeah.
So with every piece of documentation you put in that file, you should try to minimize the risk
of getting a refusal.
So on the finances side,
you need a fee receipt.
Instead of sending copies of bank statements for prior months or years, why not just show that your money is secured in a GIC and the government has no concerns? That money can only be accessed on arrival in Canada. So they can check the box, no financial risk. Same with English language and the ability to successfully complete your study. Don't go for 5.5. Most reputable institutions will not accept 5.5. You need to do the same English language test and put that in your file as well at 6.5, and the government official reviewing that visa application will feel solid that the English is intact. Same with the academic records as before. So I think the same quality and structure that was built into the SDS can be transferred over to the general stream.
So students, don't interpret that Canada is getting easier if they have cancelled the SDS scheme, and don't interpret that you don't have to pay GIC and fees. If you are looking at a successful visa applicant, I will definitely recommend you to pay your fees and pay your GIC. Plus those documents, there will be more financial documents you have to put up, because it is now one study permit application. You don't want to get a refusal. And I feel now going further, you will need an expert advice from your consultant, which will help you with the programs which will lead to your bright future. So the only thing which happened in past 2 years is there was no guidance from good consultants and even local agents. Like they were just coming to us, like students were coming to us and were not interested in listening to us only.
Correct. I'll add that I think perhaps the guidance from the institutions in Canada and guidance from the government itself could have been better over the past few years. Now that has all been corrected and it's very clear where you need to focus your plans. If your plan is to study and work, or study, work and stay, it will highly dictate.
You have to be far-sighted.
Yes, exactly.
You have to be far-sighted. Now, I know students, Richard, who will go to Canada, will change their programs. You know, they would have taken a trades program from here, but after reaching to Canada, they will change their programs. And those students are struggling the most, not getting PR.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it sends a message to the government official that looks at your complete file when it becomes time to look at PGWP or PR. If you've not followed your plan from the moment you put your visa application forward in your statement of purpose, if you change immediately upon arrival to Canada, it sends a strong message that you're maybe perhaps not as goal-oriented and set to actually work and stay in the sector that you're indicating at any point.
So tomorrow, if you change your college, you will not be eligible to get PGWP also. If you change your programs, that can have a bad effect on your PR also. And if you're looking at good colleges, see Sault College we have been with them from past 10 years, working very, very closely. We can guide you the programs which are under CIP codes, in which programs you can get your postgraduate work permit, and Sault College has a strategic location which I've been promoting since 2014.
Yeah.
And that it is under RNIP. It came in RNIP in 2019, and now the name of the program is RCIP.
And that will be hopefully started up in the next month or two. Mr. Miller himself came to Sault Ste. Marie back in March of 2024 and announced this new RCIP program to replace the RNIP.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that extra avenue towards immigration for our students.
So thank you, Richard, for
My pleasure.
very insightful information, which is the need of the hour. Right now we need support from people like you coming to India and guiding students in a better way, so that it should not become the market it was last year.
Absolutely, it's my
And
pleasure.
specifically Punjab market.
Yeah.
It needs help from Canadian education specialists.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.